One of the strangest things I see in successful men is that they know how to build momentum, they know how to build companies, give people jobs, make lots of money, hold responsibility, yet they don't know how to let peace into their system. These individuals might be incredibly productive and successful, but they're not doing it with a surrendered, accepted, peaceful, serene, and joyous energy. When they get the opportunity to take a rest or they feel guilt and then justify, well, I'm actually more joyous when I'm in my company and doing all that, revenue driving activity. That's actually what lights me up the most, not resting, not being on vacation. Okay, there could be a truth to that in terms of the person's innermost essence and expression, but it often can just be another chaotic expression of needing to be validated and compensating for the lack of alignment the individual has within themselves, as opposed to, no, I just enjoy that more. Due to what they're building, maybe they just have the inability to slow down, to take a pause, to actually carve out no less than time in the morning to connect and program their nervous system with the light of the Creator. No, they got to just jump in and get it for the day. And all of this can be manifest and experienced as tension when things get good or continue to expand. And now there's this fear, this lacking that it needs to be more. Even though the sages already taught us, if you have 100, you want 2. If you have 2, you want 4. It truly is never ending. And so these high achieving individuals become more loyal to pressure than they do to peace and pleasure, one that's intrinsic. And according to Kabbalah, this is off. This is misalignment by definition. There are 3 lines, 3 columns on the tree of life. The tree of life is the universal system of reality. If you know the tree of life, you will gain in your success, in your blessing, in your alignment, because it can literally be plugged into any dimension of life, from mental health to spiritual work to business, you name it. It is a universal system. And we are said to be trees of the field as far as the Torah is concerned. So to learn the tree of life is to truly learn about yourself in every dimension. And to not know it is a disservice to you and humanity. The right line of the tree of life, that's the pleasure, that's the peace, that's the goodness, that's the flow state. There's plenty of statistics that show us that the flow state is actually the most powerful and conducive to actually being successful in your entrepreneurial endeavors, not pressure. Even though the pressure moves you, the fire gets you going, but that's not it. One of the greatest Kabbalists of all time, the Baal HaSulam, has already taught us we should anchor and spend the majority of our time, day to day, in the right line, the peace and the goodness, and the enoughness, and the non-performance, because you're already there. And then from there, you can be as ambitious as you want, because you're coming from a peaceful place. You're coming from a serene energy. You have a surrendered ambition. And due to being more loyal to pressure, the left line of the tree, than the right line, you might have a damaged marriage. You might not be as present or happy with your children. You might be overall just dysregulated and triggered on the daily, seemingly unable to catch your breath. That can be categorized as spiritual numbness and a general dissatisfaction with life, because you're not plugged into the literal tree of life to experience the satisfaction and goodness of the confidence, the belief, the certainty in every moment, business included. And that's the Kabbalah principle. A person can be super successful, get all the check marks in their boxes in their life, and still be misaligned internally. And if you have that misalignment because you're not following the laws of alignment, then you will experience chaos. And that chaos means you lack a true vessel. Even though your vessel is receiving this bountiful profit and revenue and all this goodness, and you're serving and supporting your wife and kids with all the things they could ever ask for. And yet there's an emptiness to it because it's not blessed. True blessing is the satisfaction, the goodness, the alignment with yourself and the Creator. That's blessing. So you can be externally blessed and actually be cursed. To make the tikkun, to make the correction, one has to acknowledge peace is not passivity. Peace is practice. Peace is embodiment. Peace is regulated in your nervous system as a frequency of connecting to the light. This is something that you develop day in, day out. I've helped people step into alignment, whether CEOs, founders, entertainers, and clear money blocks in the hundreds of thousands to the millions. I've helped people come into such deep alignment that they saw 2, 3, 4 X's in their business endeavors. If you're a man carrying this real responsibility, and you know this pattern is costing you in your home, in your decisions, in your inner life, all the more so. This is exactly the work I do with people in my one-on-one mentorship and coaching. And if you'd like to apply to speak with me, and I do not work with everyone, my service is high touch, high ticket for high achievers. It is a luxury service. But if you are ready to make a shift and actually live life and not be lived by life, comment contact below. I'll review your application. We'll go from there. All the best.